Oh, howdy ho, folks. Back at it again. Off screen, I took some time to get some silver, basically, to hopefully be able to afford that treasure map. Honestly, I'm not that against grinding in games, so it was enjoyable. Just had some tunes, enjoyed it a lot. But first and foremost, I thought it might be smart to maybe talk to Ogun's mom about how he ended up. Yeah, she may want to know her boy ain't a boy no more.
I've got some bad news, I'm afraid. Your boy was slain. Murdered. By a trow.
Oh no! Tell me it isn't true! Killed? I hope you avenged my boy.
I'm sorry to have to be the one to tell you, but I want you to know, the ones that killed him, I cut them down where they stood.
You avenged my Ogun. Thank you, thank you. I knew you were a good man. May your future journeys continue in good health. Here, this was a charm Ogun gave me, said it'd bring me luck. Why don't you take it?
Is it his rabbit's foot? Yeah. I like that that was referenced in the song, and yeah, there it is. He probably should have kept it on him. Perfectly honest. Yeah.
A common rabbit's foot, often thought to bring good luck.
Dude really should have kept that on him. Actually, to be fair, with how stupid he was being, I don't think all the luck in the world would have stopped him from taking an arrow to the head. Actually, really just straight through the temple. It's good marksmanship right there. Let's check the widow Mary McRary. Is that the widow's name? Eka quick, because I think after we pick up this. Oh, what is it? She ain't got nothing to say. Okay. After we get this treasure map, we're doing that and then heading to the next, probably, hub city, I'd assume? I'm going to assume it's a hub city. Oh, goodness, oh me, oh my. I believe I was talking about... Actually, you know what? We'll continue the conversation about what I left off last episode after I get this treasure map and see what we're doing with it. Because, I love this blacksmith just over here, man. I paused way too long on black there. I'm sorry.
Welcome back. What can I do for you?
Oh, you're short. I'm a bit short. Oh, gosh. You are... For some reason, I thought it was 4080. Oh, goodness. Alright, I guess you guys are joining me on this trip into getting a smidge more coins for that treasure map. I may as well talk about what I want to talk about at the end of the last episode then while we do it. So, a lot of mainly in Japan, Japanese media, weirdly enough, is just continued well past when probably the authors wanted to stop the media and all that. Oh, hold up real quick. All right, there we go. Yep. Anyways, they'll continue the stuff well past its expiration date because it's selling, which makes sense from a capitalistic standpoint, but from an artistic standpoint, it tends to lead to less than stellar creations, to be perfectly honest. And this has been a major issue with Japanese media, especially in animes and mangas, for a long time. I believe I said I'd use Sword Art Online as an example last episode. For valid reason. Sword Art Online started as a web novel. It was an amateur work that eventually got picked up by, I don't know, some studio to do a light novel, which, for those of you that don't know, is a published version of it with a bit of artwork here and there. That later got picked up to be done as a manga. That's happening a lot with mangas. I think anytime I go into a bookstore or a library and if I peruse their manga section hecka quick, a I want to say over half of the newer stuff I'm seeing that isn't super well grounded, in depth. Yeah, this has been around for a while kind of stuff is usually some iteration of that. Like, gosh, I'm a spider, so what? So on and so forth. I could go through a list of this stuff that I've read the web novels of this stuff before it was even picked up as a light novel and eventually as a manga and so on and so forth as an anime. I think my SO has been recently saying she wants to read this dungeon cooking, or not read, watch this dungeon cooking anime, and I was like, oh, is it this, this, and this? It's like, yeah, I think that's, and I was like, yeah, I remember like reading that back in the day and stuff. Actually, I think that one was a manga. Well, I completely just missed the mark with my own story. Fun. I knew there was a reason I didn't take up archery or marksmanship as a kid. Moving on. But that's been happening a lot with media in general.
Sorry.
For Sword Art Online, it obviously got picked up. It did get popular, and it got overly popular. And then the author was kind of forced to continue doing it.
Welcome back. What can I do for you?
Give me that map.
I'm intrigued.
Peeking at my map, are you? I can tell you this much. It's as old as the hills and chock full of danger and delight. The fellow I had it from said there's plenty of frights to make things hot, plenty of X's marking the spot.
It's a lot of coins.
Yeah, I'll take that off your hands.
I'm filthy, stinking rich, I am! All that silver for a scrap of a map I had off a wizened old bugger for the price of a piece of bread! Well, so long and farewell, good sir. I'm off to Doonby to spend me days drunk as a lord and tickling every lass I can lay a hand to. Ah, bless you, sir! Bless you and goodbye!
I didn't know that would actually, like, forever close his shop, but yeah, his shop's just forever closed. That's, okay. Do I get anything in my quest log about that? Nope. Nada. Well. I'm fine with this. This is funny. Yeah, it's just funny. I'd be perfectly fine if that was even just like a token or something. Actually, I'm fine with it not being anything too. It's just funny. Oh,
You
well.
know, you keep coming around here, and pretty soon I'll let you stay. Permanent. Now be off with you.
Yep. It's not like I completely changed the livelihood of your blacksmith. Oh, well. Said I need to make my way to Kirkwall and all that stuff. I'm gonna assume it's north. I don't know what these dudes are doing, and I'm gonna be avoiding them. Because I don't want to know. Ooh, what is that over yonder? Is that a thingamajig? I like thingamajigs. Runes of Don Alini. Okay. Why not? I mean, I'm probably going to have to come back here later because of a different quest. That's probably why not. Oh well. Stop safe. Anyways, with Sword Art Online, it was very obvious with the...
Damn!
Oh, right,
Thus
traps.
ends the bard's tale.
I forgot those were a thing. Alright, take it from the top. Yeah, with Sword Art Online, after they got out of the, ooh, that's rough. That's really rough. I think I'm gonna switch up to, the Wondrous Hag to heal me up through all this stuff. But, after the first story arc where they got out of the death game of VR and all that, appreciate it. Obviously the author didn't know what to do because they kind of had a start, middle, end set up, and now they're forced to continue things past the end, and they didn't make characters that were good enough to go beyond that, and well, yeah, it came to bite them. So you talk to anyone that actually cares about that series, and you ask them how they felt about, what is this? Ooh. Just get perfectly one-shot by something off screen. Wait.
Put a spell on you.
Does this stuff do damage to my summons? Is that what it is? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
Shimmering particles of light danced in the air. Shining there in the darkness, they dampened and suppressed the bard's magic. Knowing that he must now venture forth alone, without the help of his songs, our hero readied himself for action.
Oof. Oh, that's what's going on behind here. Oh yeah, that's this entire bit of the areas. Difficult. Especially with these traps. Ooh, poor puppy. Oh, well, at least I did do the dog training talent off screen. So that way, I do have a bit of added DPS and everything. Ooh, what are we going against? What are we up against? Ooh, zombies. Did you just completely knock out my boy? My boy! No, my boy. Okay. But the author obviously didn't know what they should have been doing season 2, and it showcases even more in season 3 and onward, where they just kept making the same story again and again and again, even though plot-wise that makes 0 sense. Ooh, these dudes are damaged sponges. What'd they do? Take a note from freaking Oblivion zombies? This is not the sunshine sparkle I was expecting this wonderful glitter-filled part of the dungeon to be. Gosh dang, dude. How much you want to bet these dudes can probably one-shot me, actually. Oh no. This isn't sunshine sparkle. But since the dude obviously didn't know what to do, he made more death games in like later seasons that makes 0 sense, because like the entire point of the end of the first story arc where they get out of the death game is that now VR is completely safe until it's just not, because they realized they couldn't do slice of life because they didn't make the ooh, I don't like you. I don't need this like proto Left 4 Dead stuff going on. Oh goodness, my cat's rubbing up against all the cords. Lovely. But they even had like this whole plot arc where it was meant to be super safe, and then they just kind of retconned it because they realized they weren't selling anything, because it was a bunch of characters that didn't have anything going on with them because they didn't make good characters. And I feel like I've repeated that multiple times now. What was I going to say to add on top of that? And it doesn't even make sense for these characters to even be in like any setting after the initial series. Like, I don't know anyone out there that's dealt with like a life or death scenario, but you tend to get pretty traumatized from it, to be perfectly honest. At least these dudes don't do as much damage as I was thinking they might. I was really worried they just one-shot me. I've been playing very loose and stupid with these grabby dudes. But if you've been in a life or death scenario, you kind of don't want to be put back into that. So we have like what's arguably an obscenely traumatic series of events in the first series, handled horribly, and God, is it everything's handled horribly. But amateur writer, he gets past. It's
Ooh, that had to hurt.
the issue with how they handled it as he got better. It seems like the author of Sword Art Online never really grew to do other stuff. But like they had this traumatic stuff horribly handled, and they just stopped caring about, oh yeah, I just had a horrible traumatic event happen. Let's just move on to a hot spring moment or a beach episode because it's anime. And these dudes were like locked into VR for days, months, years. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. And the first thing they do in the next like story arc is get back into VR. You're full of crap. No way they would immediately just bounce back and be like, yeah, I want to play a VR game again. That sounds super fun. It's where all my friends are. All my friends who I need to trust to almost not kill me, because they could have legit killed me at any time and I could have died, but like they saved me. So yeah, let's go back into VR where I had all those horrible things happen. Because that's a good idea. So like, from the get-go, that doesn't make sense from like just a character standpoint. I can't think of anyone that would do that. Even Mr. Mary Sue Protag Boy arguably should never get back into VR. But hey, we had this slice of life buffer season, so obviously they're fine with VR again, even though the later seasons become death games again. Even though we were outright told that that could never happen. So they just retcon stuff, and it's just poor writing. But that poor writing isn't really an issue outright caused by the author. It was outright caused by publishers and stuff demanding the author and the creators keep making things. The entire reason the Majin Buu arc in Dragon Ball Z exists is because they didn't take no for an answer when the author of Dragon Ball Z was like, no, the series is over. So they, the people who make the animes, the animation studios, made their own season of Dragon Ball Z. And the only good thing that came out of that season was frickin' Hercule, that beautiful, beautiful man.
Don't you worry about me. I'm a master of martial arts, and I'm also packing some serious
potassium.
And as soon as Majin Buu pops his head out of that hole, he's gonna be in
banana
salad!
Man. Oh goodness. Those dudes are finally dead. This looks like a pool of blood. How lovely. I want to go into that. That's like a dark abyss of gross. Alright, actually I do want to go in. Yeah. It sticks to my boots all good. Anyways, this place looks like a freaking knockoff Diablo dungeon, you know? I need to replay the first Diablo. Everyone I know has like a different Diablo that's their favorite. I was always like just a sucker for the first Diablo back in the day. And my best friend growing up was a sucker for Diablo 2. I'm not going to deny, Diablo 2 is the better game. I just grew up with Diablo 1 and liked it. But the skill trees and the customization for Diablo 2, way better. I just never super got into it because I never gave it enough of a chance. And my SO super Diablo 3 because that was her first stepping into the series. And now none of us can play Diablo together because we all want different things from Diablo. So like, my girlfriend just wants to play like Diablo 3 together, and then like my best friend just wants to play Diablo 2 together, and neither of them can be on the same page about that because they're completely different games, gameplay wise and progression wise and everything. So that's fun. And that was a nice side tangent as opposed to just saying Japanese manga and anime studios are super greedy and will force artists to basically keep creating content well past the expiration date of the content against the artist's wishes. Like, yeah, it's been going on for a while. How many, like, manga artists and just storyboarders and stuff in Japan have wanted their IP to die years to decades before it had, or will even. Gosh. I know a lot of people say like, yeah, One Piece is super long. There's no way you'll be able to plow through One Piece at this point. It's like, no, there are several animes just as long. It's BS. The only one, like, I'm super pissed that the anime I'm about to say is still going, because they just kind of like sprinkle like meta plot stuff every once in a while, but they've got the perfect setup for a never-ending anime, and it's like, I understand why they're doing it. It is the perfect setup. It's anime Murder, She Wrote. So like, Case Closed, Detective Conan, whatever you want to call it, depending on which region you're in, is anime Murder, She Wrote. It's a murder mystery every episode, or maybe the same murder mystery for like 2 or 3 episodes as a special kind of thing. But it's just a murder mystery thing, and it's got this like meta narrative that's rarely, if ever, touched upon. And it's depressing because the meta narrative is enough to pull you in, and you do want to see it like be figured out. The issue is it's the perfect setup for an infinite anime, because every episode is just a different murder mystery.
Take that!
So, Case Closed / Detective Conan is just as long as One Piece, and it's still on the air. Yeah, so like, One Piece may be the one everyone's like, yeah, it's so long. No, there are other animes that are that. And it's 100% like just these studios usually just expecting things to continue. I want to say the author of Berserk is the outlier, where he just had a lot of stuff going on and just wanted it to keep going. But honestly, I don't even know that. Maybe he wanted his series to end a long time ago, and he just didn't live to see it. I don't know. I haven't read Berserk. I should. I've got a few of those big hardcover anthologies they have for that series. Beautiful books. My SO's really been obsessed with it, so I should honestly give it a try. I don't know. This was just a long-winded tangent to say capitalism bad, greedy bad, art good, but art taken advantage by capitalism and greedy. Hopefully that's enough to be considered a decent episode by somebody who's listening. Or maybe I just rotted another person's parade just like that zombies. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. This is dragging on a bit, so take it easy. See you on the other side. Ciao.